Mic check 1 2. Hey, chickadee check.
Hey, mic check 1 2. Gobble gobble. We're live, Drip. How we doing?
Hi. We're good.
So, Drip, 2024 just might be the worst year in gaming ever.
It might be.
Thoughts?
Honestly, actually, it might be. It might be. It's going to be a very relaxed year, or we're going to get really excited soon, and everything's going to turn around. But I am guessing it's going to be pretty relaxed.
I can't remember a year in gaming like this where it could so easily be Nintendo fans' perspective could so easily go either way. It could so easily be the worst year ever, or it could also be the best year ever.
Yeah, it's going to be one or the other, though. There's not really going to be in between.
There's no chance it's the best year, but there's definitely a chance it's an extremely exciting year. But
yeah, I need you back down here.
I don't know. We'll talk about this is the pre-show. Welcome everybody to the pre-show. We'll be talking about
the pre-show.
The rest of what we're going to be talking about later when the show actually begins. But right now we're doing a little filtering area, letting people come on in to the stream. We do this live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Used to be Thursdays. I've said that about 100 times. Actually, much more than 100 times. But it's actually Wednesdays now. So if you listen to an old episode and I say Thursdays, actually, Drip, some of our early episodes we said some weird random shit. I'd said Friday a couple times. Like we were
doing it on Fridays for a minute there.
We were, yeah. Jeep Night. We kind of replaced the Jeep Night slot with the podcast.
Yeah. And then we went to Thursdays.
And then we moved. That was on Twitch, and then we eventually, obviously, moved here to YouTube, which was the best idea ever.
I think Wednesdays are the day, man. I like Wednesdays.
I do like Wednesdays. This is nice. It's midweek. It's a better day to do it.
It is. It is. And usually it's like right after a direct too, which is great.
Yeah.
If it happens, just like today. Weird how that direct was on the 21st, just like I said it was going to be, huh?
It's weird, yeah. I don't know. They making some upstairs right now, and it smells so good. I just want to like go and devour what is they making. What is they making?
Speaking of what they, listen, let me tell you what I made tonight.
What'd you make?
I actually typed it out so I can read it to you, and I'll send you a picture.
Oh.
I'll send you a picture. Actually, I can throw it in the Discord too. Do I have a food thing in the Discord? Wait, don't. That's in yours, right? Yeah, you have all the good shit. How come you have a plant section in your Discord? Fuck, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. Give me a plant section in my Discord. Why? Do it. That's bullshit.
No, it's my thing. Can't have it.
No, you don't even have any plants, damn it.
The more, if I keep adding things that I have or vice versa, there is absolutely no point for you and I to have separate servers.
Well, then you take out the plant thing and put it over in mine, then we'll take the Steam Deck thing out of mine and put it in yours. I'll trade you. How about that? I'll trade you Steam Deck for plants.
I think what we need to do is talk about this because I've actually thought about this before.
Super Star Wars fan 70. Oh, I'm sorry, 67. First time catching the pod live. Dude,
what's up, homie? Good to have you.
I'm also
here.
a Super Star Wars fan.
Oh, me too. I just watched Bad Batch today. It's great.
I haven't watched it yet. Be quiet. I'm watching it after the podcast.
I only watched 2. I didn't get to check out number 3 yet.
I'm watching. How long are they? Short?
Half hour.
Yeah, I'm watching all 3 after the podcast.
And they're a half hour, but then they put like 7 minutes of credits at the end, so it's really like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know
what we're talking about. Trade me, please. Trade me.
No, we'll talk. I'll do it live right now a little bit. I've really been thinking about it today, especially. I've really been looking into it. It's not that I want to give up on my server or anything like that. I built something there. I like it, but I feel like it's dumb for you and I, how connected we are. I'm even like I'm basically half a Drip Media at the moment. Like we edit. And I edit and we talk about gameplay and stuff. Like I feel like the Drip Media gaming server should become, I don't know how we should do it exactly, but we should have a Drip and Jeep server and then a podcast server. Like we should turn we should change. Nothing really changes as far as the servers. But like maybe the names start changing around and with the promotion.
I feel like we should. I don't know.
I don't know exactly how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
I see what you're saying.
Like, dude, our servers are so similar, and the same people are in both servers. I don't think
separating the podcast from. It's the same thing.
Like the podcast is server. Like either my server becomes that or yours shouldn't though, because
mine's definitely not.
But like
that needs to stay what it is. Yeah.
But like it could become the Drip and Jeep server because that's basically what it is anyway. And then there's a podcast server, the Drip and Jeep podcast server, specifically for the podcast stuff. Like I don't know how we should do it, But like for me to have a server right now seems silly because I always promote yours when I promote mine anyway. Like I literally, you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. Everybody has a podcast server who has podcasts. I kind of want to do that. I've thought about it. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But like if
I don't know.
If the Drip Media Gaming server and the Jeeb server have the exact same rooms, then my server is nothing. It basically is dead. The only rooms that have any liveliness in my server are the rooms that you don't have, not the plant one. That's not why I'm keeping it from you. I'm not keeping it from you. It was just I didn't do it yet.
You are keeping it from me.
But like for example, the food room is like the only room in my Discord that is popping every day. And and if we add one to yours one day, then it would be dead because then everybody.
I don't need a food room. I don't need a food room.
I know, but I'm saying all my other rooms are in your rooms, and those people in your Discord are in my server, and they only really talk in yours. I talk in yours more than mine.
Okay, well we'll figure something out. Anyway, I made. So it was supposed to be 2 steak sandwiches. It did not end up being 2 steak sandwiches. It ended up being 1 steak sandwich and 1 chicken sandwich. But let me just tell you, the steak sandwich had a tenderloin fillet on fresh sourdough that was toasted, butter and garlic.
I love sourdough.
Provolone cheese,
oh my God,
bacon, lettuce, and a pesto garlic sauce. I made this.
Did you make the pesto garlic sauce?
I did not. I bought it, but it's fire.
Pesto is not hard to do, but you need a lot of ingredients, you know.
Yeah. And then Avery had same bread, grilled chicken with feta cheese and bacon and lettuce, and she said hers was great. She ate all of it in like 5 seconds,
dude.
And it was huge.
I'm more of a chicken guy than a steak guy. Like if there's a good steak on a menu, I'll order that. But I'm happy to order chicken any day over steak. Like I love
I want the steak.
In my opinion, there's more that you can do with chicken. Like there's way more dishes you can do with chicken than beef.
I guess so.
Beef,
but
like ground
still.
beef and steak. I mean, you got steak, you got ground beef, and you got formed ground beef. And like that is the 3 things you can really do with beef.
But there's lots of different types of beef.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's less dishes. What I'm saying is there's more variety, I think, with chicken because like chicken,
with just a piece of chicken
can go with just about anything. Like, and steak is one of those flavors that I think can't go with everything.
I disagree. I think it can go with absolutely everything for sure. Just like bacon. Tell me one thing bacon's not good on. It's not possible. You can't tell me one thing bacon's not good on.
Oh my God, what were we talking about the other night? I think there was some sort of like cookie dough or something. I don't know. We were at the dinner table talking last night, and then somebody brought up something about like bacon cookies or like cookie dough bacon cookies or ice cream. Think something.
About it. I don't remember. Ice cream, bacon with ice cream on it. Yeah, vanilla ice cream.
Bacon on oatmeal. That'd be gross.
Bacon on oatmeal. I mean, I'm down, 100%.
I would say this though. That would make
Add
bacon
some syrup
on
there.
That would make oatmeal better. I think that would make oatmeal way better. But I don't think it. I still think it'd be
the greatest.
It would still be gross. I hate, dude. It's the texture, gelatinous bullshit. I can't do that. Coffees with games. What's up, man? Star Wars Superfan asked, what software do y'all use for the podcast? I'm thinking about doing my own and would love to know about your setup. So I run the stream over on my side here. So I got OBS running right now. And Drip and I are over Discord, so it's basically just like his webcam on Discord and mine. We just kind of split them up. Actually, this is not my Discord webcam. This is my actual cam. Anyway, but yeah, we use Discord for the webcam. We do OBS for the stream. I mean, that's probably your question is OBS, right? What am I using? That would be OBS.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Games. Wind Waker HD trailer dropped. Has Switch 2 launched?
Yo, Coffee with Games just joined.
I forgot all about the new tiers. That's right. So we're gonna play the sound or play a happy sound, like cheering. Thank you, Coffee with Games, for becoming the next member of the Drip and G Dream Team. Thank you, man. We've added a new tier. So if you guys didn't know, last night and the past couple Tuesdays, we've been doing members podcasts. That is podcasts that are only for members of the channel. We have a select few right now, and we just added a new tier. Normally it'd be $5 a month to get all the extra perks. Now there's a lower tier that still gets you access to the members' live streams and the channel emojis and banners. but it is $3 a month, so $2.99. So if you guys want to join the memberships, it's a little bit cheaper now. We're a little bit more accessible for you guys.
Yeah, get in there.
So get in.
We're going to talk about it again
we
once
want
the
you guys
episode starts
to get in and hang out. Last night's Member stream was a joy. We talked about some direct stuff.
It was.
For the direct, and the chat was nice and chatty last night. And that's how
we actually talk with the chat the entire time. In the what's up, Hari? In the members podcast, yes, we include the chat the entire time. Unlike here, where we don't. It was fun. It was good last night. We had kind of an abbreviated version of the conversation we're going to have tonight. There's just there's so much stuff going on. What are they talking about over there? What are you guys doing?
Mrs. Jeeb came down and said she has a bone to pick with me, and I told her that it's not me you have a bone to pick. It's actually Mr. Chris Starcher.
No way. I didn't do anything. What is it?
You had a grammatical error that I copied and pasted all over the place before I realized it in the title. Yes, you did. Our title is as follows, Drips version.
No, the title is correct.
Yeah, because I can fix that one.
Oh.
The title is, before I fixed it, as follows. 2024 might be the worst year in gaming ever. And
is that from what I typed last night?
The correct version is 2024 might be the worst year in gaming ever. And I copied and pasted the worst all over Instagram, TikTok.
That's talk to text, dude. Talk to text.
Yeah.
You shouldn't trust anything I send you ever.
That means he needs to pronunciate.
She said that means you need to pronunciate.
Hey, man, I'm just out here in West Virginia, dude, okay? Sometimes it's tough for me to talk right, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I sound a little weird. Siri thinks I'm saying some weird stuff, dude.
I figured you guys
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Miss G. Thank you for bringing up that drama. About Catherine, thank you, man. Thank you for joining that. You joined the VIP tier. VIP tier gets you
Hey, you know what that means? That's 8.
I believe that is 8. Yeah, that is 8 members.
That means the members will start to be shown on our homepage on YouTube.
That's right. So now
you have to set that though. We have to go in and set that.
Can I do it like now?
I don't think you can do it right now. You're probably going to have to wait like 24 hours. But
I'll do it.
But we can do it now. So all your guys' faces that are members, you will be on our front page.
Hell yeah.
Hope you don't mind.
Hell yeah.
Putting you on Front Street.
Appreciate you, members. So that's the VIP tier. That's $3 a month. That gets you the banner, emojis, and the members podcast. So you do the MVP tier, $5 a month gets you all that good stuff plus behind the scenes updates and photos. I update you guys on occasion. Sometimes I even I ask for thumbnail preferences. I do that on a very rare occasion, but I can do that more often. What else? There's another thing. It's all listed down below. You can click the link in the description. Get a member. Or you could probably just click join. The join button next to the subscribe button, I think is where it's at.
That is where it's at. As long as you're not on an iPhone.
Right, because iPhones. Why?
It's a pain in the ass, dude. Why?
Maybe it's worse instead of worst. Nah, it's definitely not worse.
Hey, worse there was, worse there is, and worse there ever will be.
Redeems eat a bean. I need to get some beans. That'd be great. I can't do that. I don't do caffeine. Caffeine and I talked about the fact that I can't do caffeine after lunch.
Oh, I can. I live off it. I thrive. Give me all the caffeine.
50 push-ups? Oh my God. I could probably do 10. I'm not doing it.
Shit. 10?
That's not part of the deal, man. We just make extra content instead. We don't eat beans.
Yeah, we do a fucking podcast, okay? That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, that's like 10 push-ups.
That's our thanks for your thanks.
That's just like 50 push-ups. It's the same thing.
Exactly. But yeah, so next Tuesday we're doing another one. Next Tuesday, another one. So make sure to join the memberships and get in on that action. And you have access to all the past member pods we've done as well, including that Tears of the Kingdom spoiler review that we did. That is locked away for members.
Team Snow watching NASCAR in 2024. Yeah, right. Get out of here.
I will accept that challenge.
We talked about NASCAR last night on the
we did talk
members
about NASCAR
pod for a minute too.
Just for a few minutes. I'm not a NASCAR guy, like you know. That was a weird ending. I figured we should talk about that.
Yeah, it was weird. It was very strange. I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan of it. Hey, if you guys have not liked the stream, make sure you do that. Make sure you do that.
Yes, please do. Full Metal, I don't know, Elden Ring DLC and Botany Manor should be dropping.
Excuse me, what?
In 2024. Botany Manor was a game that I knew she would like, from the very beginning. It is some sort of like plant simulator game that they released an indie direct not too long ago, like last year at some point.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I think it's like a greenhouse type situation, like you're in your like plant mansion, if you will.
I'm kind of down with that.
It's an indie game. I think it's cheap, so pick it up. But yeah, I think that's one of their favorite games. Yes, and Full Metal. You don't play Elden Ring. I didn't think. I know that my brother-in-law does. DLC was announced today. Was it announced today? I thought that was a new game they announced. Is it just DLC? I guess that wouldn't make sense. Why would they put a new game out just a year after? Yeah, it's probably DLC.
No, I watch him play. Nice.
She does
nice.
That.
There was a lot. Man, today was like the day, man.
Yeah, for
all kinds of stuff was thrown out today.
Man,
yeah,
you know, I'm starting to think that Xbox, that whole rumor that the Xbox thing delayed the direct. We'll talk about this later, but I'm starting to think that a lot of that stuff wasn't bullshit. I actually think they were right about that. Nintendo really did just push this direct, and all this news. I really think they did. Like it seems too good to be true.
Jeep, I'm a leaker now. I'm a leaker now. We said this last week, right? If I was right about this date, I'm a leaker now. So I'm a leaker. I'm an insider.
Hey, the DLC is $40 with a whole new map area, so it's pretty much just like Tears of the Kingdom DLC.
Oh no!
Had to throw that joke in there. Make somebody happy. Sims says, "What's up, Sims?"
Didn't we get one of the Xbox games? Two.
We got two of them.
Actually, if you count the rare games that are coming to or on NSO now, we got a bunch.
Yeah, but as far as those four that they mentioned, not by name, but by the fact that there's four coming, two of those four. Because the other two, again, we'll get to that. We'll get into talk about that in the show. It's part of our show tonight. But two of the other two.
What's up? By the way, Sims, how are you?
The other two are coming to PS5, but not Switch, which we'll talk about.
Oh man, I just saw that too. Hari said finish Spider-Man. I'm going to. I almost sat down and played a little bit today, but I was very busy. I've been very busy this week. I got to make sure I get I have a ton of stuff I have to get done, a ton, and I really didn't make sure I get it done. So I got a video done though for the YouTube channel this morning.
Very good.
So there's that.
I almost forgot about that. Remind me after the show.
Don't forget about that.
Remind me after the show.
Yeah, please don't.
Show that tomorrow.
Forget about that. Please don't forget about that. I was thinking about doing another one tomorrow.
Ooh, cool.
Maybe.
Sims, I'm doing good, Sims. I'm doing good. You watched the Bad Batch yet?
I'm doing good, yeah.
I watched a couple.
I have not watched Bad Batch. No, don't tell me anything. I'm watching it after the podcast.
I did not watch episode 3, but I did watch 1 and 2. I love that show. It's so good.
I do too.
It's such an underrated Star Wars show just because it's a cartoon.
It is. Whenever they first showed the Bad Batch in the last season of Clone Wars, I was like, meh, these guys are like shoehorned in. I don't know about all, but they've really grown on me. I really like them as a group.
Yeah,
I really like the characters.
I was big on them from the start, and
yeah,
I was really into it. And yeah, no, it's honestly, honest to God, that is probably Ahsoka changed things up because I really like Ahsoka. So I think if I'm going like my favorite Star Wars shows, Ahsoka has potential to be number 1, but for now it's still Mando number 1, Ahsoka number 2, and Bad Batch is like 2B, man, like 2A. Like,
I mean, it's good.
It was Mando and then Bad Batch, but Ahsoka is just so good. And in fact, Ahsoka just might be number 1 if we get a couple more seasons and it's really good. But for now,
it's good. Yeah, Ahsoka's my favorite Star Wars character. She's the best.
Oh, it's hard for me to find another character I like more than Ahsoka.
Yeah, she's the best, man. She's awesome.
Even when she was a whiny little brat, she was still like one of my favorite characters. I'm like, I don't know what it is about her, but she's got something special.
Like season
about her.
1 and 2 of like Clone Wars. No, I'm like,
yeah. It's a special character too.
Man.
It's really a special character because it's a new wave of Star Wars right now, right? But Ahsoka is connected to that original trilogy.
Yeah,
because she was
what's crazy is we really
Anakin.
saw her for so long. Like her arc Just the way that we literally watched the character grow up. It's not like, oh, a little bit of time has passed and now she's old. No, we literally watched her go through every single step of the way. I think that's very cool.
I know Caffeinated. I know Andor is your favorite. And
Andor was good. I really liked Andor too.
And listen, it's like we're talking about like ice cream flavors here. It's not like number 5 and 6 for me is like bad. You know, I still love me some mint chocolate chip and some chocolate ice cream, but they're definitely not my top 3. So it's like, you know,
mint chocolate chip
it's all gravy, man. It's all delicious.
No, it's not good.
Which one?
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
You don't like mint chocolate chip? You probably eat the fucking Breyers. Stop eating the Breyers. Don't eat the Breyers. Eat the good stuff.
I don't want my ice cream to taste like mint.
It's not supposed to taste like mint. It's supposed to feel like mint. That's good.
I don't want that either.
Good mint chocolate chip.
Enough. I don't
good
need,
mint chocolate chip ice cream is like a delicious vanilla, a very mild, delicious vanilla, very creamy ice cream with chocolate chips in it that are great. But then you just feel the coolness of the mint.
But it's cold. It's fucking frozen. Why do you need any more? Why do you need to feel any more coolness? I don't want a menthol ice cream, man. I don't need menthol ice cream.
I'm not gonna. You are argumentative tonight.
I'm not. You are.
I usually am, but I'm not the argumentative one tonight.
It's not me. It's definitely you.
All I'm saying,
You're yelling at me before the podcast.
Like what you want.
Fucking. What was it? What were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
Helldivers 2.
Oh my God. Yeah. Go ahead, bring it back up. Go ahead.
No, I'm not. He screamed at me. Everybody, I just want you to know. He fucking screamed at me before the podcast. Told me how stupid I was.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
What else did he say? It was a bunch of bad stuff. It was really bad. He was really, really rude. I almost cried. Honestly, I almost wasn't even able to do the podcast tonight. Just putting that out there. This is what I deal with behind the scenes, people. Wait till they do the documentary on us. You guys will see it all.
So he banned Sims. Sim says mint ice cream is gross. Ban Sims, please.
It is. Yeah, it is. No, nobody ban him. He's fine.
All the ice cream flavors I don't like is disgusting, just like my Star Wars.
Yeah.
It'll become the Full Metal and G podcast.
That's right.
That's a good band name. Full Metal Knee. That's a good band name.
I would listen to that band.
Do you know why?
At least just to hear what they sounded like.
Why their name is Full Metal Knee?
No.
She has 2.
A full metal knee?
Just 2. Did you get 2, sis? I think you got 1 or 2. Is it 2?
It should be full metal knees.
Knee replacements, man. She
full metal knees.
Yeah, she got 2.
So it should be.
2 metal knees. Legit.
Cyborg.
She's also 90 years old. My sister is that much. I don't understand how that works. My parents are only in their 60s or 60, but.
And she's 90?
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
That's weird.
My brother's also like 85 walking around, but I don't understand.
Well, I know you're you're at least 77 and you're somehow younger than me, but you're 77. So there's that. I remember the Civil War, dude.
Yeah, we lived through both Civil Wars. The one that happened back then and the one's happening right now. But
oh God.
We okay. Is that in reference to where our conversation is taken? Because I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, that's it.
Gobble gobble. I'm gonna play this meme real fast. I didn't set this up, but that's okay. I'll set it up right now because it's just the pre-show. Where is it at? Chrome Switch.
The one from earlier.
Hold on.
That you showed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed that to me. I was like, I've seen this several times. It's good. It's funny though. You're right.
Okay, we're gonna watch this together because it's funny.
Me, sir. I do believe I would like to purchase one Game Boy game. It's no longer possible to make Nintendo eShop purchases for Wii U and 3DS. What?
But my camera's
I'm willing to pay you. Here. Nope, no purchases allowed. I'm trying to be a good paying customer. Why not put the games on Switch? They aren't available on Switch. Don't you have a Switch eShop? Yep. So you could make your legacy content available there at any time. Yep. I'd like to purchase those games on the eShop with my money, without resorting to piracy, which you so thoroughly despise. So you should make them available for Switch. That makes sense to me. Then do it. We currently have no plans to offer classic content in other ways and also don't pirate our games.
Okay, that was all. Thanks for indulging me, everybody.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Hey, yo, there's 10 people in here, guys. Do me a favor if you have not. Make sure you like the stream before we get started with the actual podcast here. It helps push it to other people. So please do that. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm sure this man beside me would also greatly appreciate it. He's touching his heart. So clearly he wants you to do it. So please do that for me.
I'm poking you in the ear now.
Please stop.
You feel it?
Yes.
You feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Yes.
Mr. Krabs?
Oh my God. Yes.
Man, I wish I was a kid again. That'd be great.
Speaking of kids, I told my daughter she better have her room clean by the time I get done with this. She was sick earlier today. But she's fine now.
What is she doing to her room? She
listen.
ADHD.
It's kind of a small room, but it's ADHD, dude. It's the same thing I do to any room in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I said that, and then I instantly thought about how Abby will clean the room, and then literally 6 hours later, it's like it never was clean. It's like, what just happened?
I mean, you should see. I mean, I know things look different in this room, and it's very clean. You should see what's happening in there right now. It is not good. It is bad.
It's the room of doom piles at the moment.
Oh, it is just one. It's not doom piles. It is just one gigantic doom pile. Yeah. And I keep walking through there like, I'm just gonna go back here. I really need to get that taken care of though, because well, the problem is the desk that's going back in there is still upstairs. I got to bring that desk down here because that's the one that's going to go in here. So I have to clean up here to be able to get the desk down. It's going to be.
We need to start this thing. I think we're babbling for almost a half hour here. We got to get going.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
We is late, son. Like the stream, do all the things, become a member, extra content. Yeah.
$2.99's here. It's cheap. Become a member.
$2.99. And if you're a premium, if you have YouTube Premium right now, and those of you who have it, you pay for it. It's free. The month is free.
Yeah, so go do it. We're trying to get the members up.
Go do it. We got another show coming next week, and probably another show. This is the week to get the membership, because there's already been 2 we already did this month, and we will do 2 more this entire month. This entire month, Drip and I are doing 2 podcasts every single week. One for you guys, one for members. So this is the week to go get a membership.
Do it.
Okay. Let's get this shit. Turn that music off. Okay. Let's go.
Oh no!
Oh, we play the same one at the same time.
Stop playing sounds. It's my job. I can't hear yours.
Dude, I play sounds because I'm also the producer.
Fine, whatever. But I can't hear yours. I never know what's going on.
Sounds like a pee-pee.
All right, start it. Let's go.
Let's do it. Pee-pee. This podcast was brought to you by Uncle Jeep Productions. Welcome, everyone, to the Drip Jeep Podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Jeep, and with me is Mr. Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On today's show, we had a partner direct this morning. I watched it. I got up. I watched it. I fell right back asleep. I was like a little baby. But the partner direct happened. It was a little bit early in the morning, so if you guys, depending where you live, depends what time it was. But yeah, partner direct happened. We're going to talk about that. We had some, obviously, news from that. Plenty to go over there. Also some news from Xbox and PlayStation coming over, which pertain to Switch and don't pertain to Switch in a relevant way. So we'll talk about that. And there's a big rumor we'll talk about at the very end. And we'll just talk about the Nintendo 2024 and how things have kind of changed in our eyes. But first,
or 2025. Who knows?
Who knows? Drip. How are you doing? Why are you ruining my intros?
Because it went on too long. So I was just cutting in and ending it for you. I'm doing great, though. I've had a very busy week. I am changing everything. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it on the stream. You see one of the lights. It is very different down here. It is quite different down here. That room is a mess. We're working on that, but I'm going to have a lot more places to stream from. I was thinking about, you said something the other night that I thought was really cool. I was thinking about if I do that area over there. Maybe that's where I'll do the podcast from. Maybe in the nice warm area over there.
Yes,
with the nice warm light and the wood background and stuff. Maybe, but we're gonna have a lot more places. I'm working on that. I have to get it done, dude. I have to. It's like, it's so bad over there. It's it's bad. But that's about it. How's your week been?
My week. How was my week? It's only Wednesday, so these questions are weird now that we do the pod, because we actually talked about this in the pre-show. We used to do these podcasts on Fridays. So when we asked how our week was going, that's because it was the end of the week. It was Friday night, and like now that we asked this, as we've been going on with this podcast, it's Wednesday night, and it's like there's still 2 whole more days in the work week.
Jeeb, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How was the end of your week last week, and how's the beginning of your week going so far?
I wish I could remember that far back. I don't remember how last week was.
Yeah, I don't even know what I did
as far as how this week has gone so far, okay, it's getting warmer outside, so I've been walking, which has been awesome. I miss walking. It's been so goddamn cold in the Chicagoland area, and currently it's rocking 50 degrees, and today was like 60 degrees, like on the nose. It was a wonderful.
We need to really get
walk.
back on the daily walks, man.
Yeah, my body is in shambles. I need to reel back in. I feel like I'm 45 years old, like physically.
Okay, that's it.
Like,
That's it.
I'm not even 30 yet, and I need to get back in. So like,
it's daily walks.
I need to do Ring Fit.
And then I was going to say, we're back on Ring Fit. We're back on Ring Fit next week.
Get back on there, Drip. Get back on the Ring Fit horse.
We're on it.
It's in its box. It was a sad moment when I put it back in its box because I'm like, I'm too fat. I'm not playing this game. And I put it in the unfinished bathroom upstairs on the main floor the other day. Like, we'll just put this in here and close the door. It's not a big deal. I think I took the cartridge out of my Switch case and put it into its like Switch, like my travel Switch case. Wow. And I put it back on the shelf. I'm not touching this game.
In the vault. It's basically in the vault.
It's in the vault. Yeah, I need to dig it back out there, but
that's funny.
No, yeah, so my week's been good. I've been walking again. I don't know. I feel weird today. Today's been a weird day as far as like my like mental brain, because like I woke up for the direct. I was gonna try to stay up. It's only like 8 a.m. It wasn't that early. Excuse me, but my body was like, "Yo, you need another hour," and then it turned into like 2. And I was like, "This is that's fine,
dude. It happens.
It's a problem." I had to peel myself out to go for that walk today. When I was on my high horse with the walking, I would get up like no later than 9 p.m. in the morning, and I would immediately go walk. Like that was like roll out, put shoes on, go walk. That was like my routine to get myself like up and going for the day. And that since it got so cold, my routine is just failed. So we're trying to bring that back up. But
yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get back to walking. That was great.
I got a reason to wake up tomorrow. I got work to do. So we got a video.
You do.
So that'll be fun. Speaking of fun, Partner Direct was actually really good. I think.
Dude,
let's talk about that.
Surprisingly good. But I want to talk about the most important part of this direct. I fucking got it right. I said this is the day that it would happen. I said it on January 24th. I just want to make that known. January 24th, I said it would be the 21st. That's today, right? That's what I said. The 21st.
This is what you said.
What happened?
It was the 21st. You got it right.
I'm a leaker. We talked about this last week. So now, if any of you need to know anything about what's going to be happening with Nintendo from now on, all you have to do is just ask me. I know everything. I'm a leaker. Clearly. Everybody else said it was last week or the week before, and they were wrong. And I was right, Jeeb. I was right.
You were right.
I'm a leaker.
You were right. I will say this, though. Well, actually, no, we'll save that conversation because I do want to talk about this. We did get 2 of those Xbox games today in that direct because remember last week or the week before they announced it, and last week the podcast happened. They announced it the week before. Slick Philly said in the podcast that 4 games, unnamed 4 games, were coming to other platforms. It was very vague about it, but the rumors and leaks were saying that those 4 games were Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, Pentiment,
yes,
and what's the other one?
Grounded.
So those are the 4 games that they leaked out, and apparently those were spot on because today there was announcements in the direct. We had announced that Pentiment is actually coming tomorrow. It'll be available tomorrow, and Grounded was going to be available later this year, and that looks really good.
Yeah, have you not seen it before?
Never.
Man, yeah, I wanted to play it when I had Game Pass, but I never did. It does look cool. I think Moran said he played it for a while. Tried the beta or something, but they opened the direct with that.
They did.
They came straight out of the gates with it. I thought that was interesting.
It's a great looking game.
Yeah.
And I will say this, that 2 games, one in particular was heavily rumored for Switch. Everybody agreed that
Hi-Fi
it
Rush,
seemed like
yeah.
the most Switchy-like game that could be put on the system, and it's not
it did.
there. But it was announced today separately that I don't know who announced it when and where and why, but I do know for a fact that it was confirmed Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves are coming to PlayStation 5.
Did you get the dates on those? I meant to ask
I did
you
not.
that earlier.
I don't think it's really relevant, but it's coming this year.
No, that's not. I'm curious just because, you know.
Yeah, because you have
PS5.
PS5. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to play Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, so that is interesting, Drew. Let's talk about that for a moment. The fact that, and I'll say this, guys, the fact that it was announced that the 2 games were announced for Switch, but the other 2 weren't, that means to me that they're just not coming, period, to Switch. Now that doesn't mean that they're not coming to Nintendo platforms, but I'm saying they're not coming.
Clarify what you mean, because you said that to me earlier, and I was like, "What? That's crazy." But then, yeah,
I never meant that. I meant like they're not coming to the Switch right now, but they're probably coming to the platforms eventually. But that's kind of the nail in the coffin for Switch as far as how we know it now. We're not getting Sea of Thieves or Hi-Fi Rush. They're waiting because they put it right on PS5. Why wouldn't they just put it on Switch too? Probably because they don't want to really spend the development on it.
No, of course they don't. It doesn't make any sense to do it right now. I mean, okay, let's go back and look at the other games that Xbox has put on Switch. We've got the Ori games, but those are games that clearly they did spend a ton of time getting ready for the Switch, because Ori and what's the second one? Will of the Wisps, the second one?
Yep.
Runs that has no business doing what it does on the Switch.
One of
it
the best
insane.
games to play on the Switch OLED.
Oh my
no
God.
doubt.
It looks amazing and it runs fantastic. It's crazy. It's crazy how good it is. But I mean, think about it. Even if it's not next month, we're going to talk about that later. Even if it's not next month that they announce the Switch 2 or whatever it's going to be, the Switch is almost done. Why put that much money into development for a game when you could just wait and not have to put that much money in? Because it's going to run way more easily on a new system that you don't have to try so hard to strip down. And get, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I mean, we're going to see them. I think you're right. It's not coming to the Switch. But I mean, it's not like these are the only ones either. You know what I mean? There's going to be more.
Yeah, there'll be more. Yeah, I don't really know.
Other than the Xbox games, what stood out to you?
I don't really want to name anything in particular because that'll be a long time. But I will say this. There's a few of them that were really good, and all of them were good. I didn't see one game I was like, why is this here? I think this is a really, really strong partner direct.
It really was.
Like,
honestly.
it truly was. But it was as strong as a partner direct could be. It's kind of like when you're rating fast food sandwiches. You know, it's burgers, for example. Your scale is for fast food burgers.
It's that type of
not
scale.
Not like
I
the
get
best burgers you ever gonna have or have had. So yeah, on the scale of partner direct, it was as good as it can get. I think.
What did that tell you in text today? B minus.
Yeah. I think that's the ceiling. I think is B plus. You can't give a partner direct an A, or it's like what could they do? I mean, like maybe you could if there was like Silk Song or just as an example.
That would have been like a big one to put there,
pick your game that could be announced like a big franchise that's third party. Yeah, I mean maybe that's what makes
Hyrule
it
Warriors 3.
Yeah, like that's what would make it like an A partner direct. But like besides that. This is the ceiling. It's as good as it gets. Like, this is an awesome partner direct.
I mean, a few I just want to name really quick. Grounded, that's cool. The Epic Mickey remaster, I see that in the chat. Yes, awesome. That looks sick. The 2 Star Wars Battlefront games that are coming next month, I am really, really excited about those. Yeah. There are a few more, but the last game, the Endless Ocean game, which is actually a Nintendo game, correct? Or...
So I have it pulled up here. So on my Switch, it's not.
It's published by Nintendo.
So it looks to me it's published by Nintendo, and then so that's the very top of it of the Switch listing here. Then you go to the bottom here because this is a pre-order right now on the eShop. It's not available pre-order though. It looks like at the very bottom it says Nintendo /ARIKA Arika maybe. Erica.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay,
so maybe it's like it is still a partner game, but it's not a completely. It's probably like Pokemon, right? You know?
and they've done that too. They put stuff in partner directs and indies and stuff that they've published.
Yeah.
The smaller stuff that they've helped publish. They've done that before. But this was a game. I guess this is a new one, but there was an older one on the Wii.
Correct.
That looks cool. I like. One more. I gotta just mention.
Sure.
The crab game.
Yeah.
The Souls style crab game. We saw that back somewhere. I got a date. Super pumped about that. That looks badass.
And one more for me. I'll name out the one Pepper Grinder. That looks like some sort of Metroidvania or 2D platform.
Is that the one where when she tried to fight, like the ghosts appeared and like fought for her?
I don't remember, but the whole
that was the second game. That's not that was a different one.
This game is like she turns into like a drill and she's grinding down into like the ground.
Yeah. I'm getting mixed up with the second one they showed right after Grounded. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a
Pepper Grinder
style.
Was another one. I think is that the same studio as Cold Lamb? That one. What's their name?
Devolver Digital.
Yeah, is that Devolver Digital Pepper Grinder? I think it's Devolver.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Honestly, don't know.
I just know
sounds like a name of one of their games though. So I
just remember
I wouldn't know.
That
be surprised.
Was also previously announced in a direct where I believe the crab game was an indie direct, I think, but I'm not sure about that. But either way, that game looks great, and that's all we're really talking about that. But I mean, again, lots of great stuff, like multiple stuff. I think I would pick up. I think there's a game probably for everybody in this direct. No farming sims,
dude. That's what I'm saying. It had something for everybody. It was a good direct. Anybody bitching about this direct, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like for what I was expecting, it was amazing. I mean, honestly, I had my ceiling was at the floor, man. I didn't expect anything good. I was pleasantly surprised. It was good.
Do you want to quickly address the fact that last week's podcast was titled "Last"? Have we seen the last Nintendo Direct or whatever it was titled? It was something like that effect of
no
more Nintendo Directs. And obviously, I think if you guys watch the episode, if you know us, we didn't mean there's never going to be a Nintendo Direct. What we meant was there would be no more directs for the Nintendo Switch, which we didn't, and that includes
for Nintendo.
So that also includes
putting out first-party games.
Right. That's the focus there for a direct. Where we were talking about first-party Nintendo presenting their own direct. This was not that. This was Nintendo presenting the partners, the people who make games for Switch direct. And indie game would be the same thing. We're not talking about that. We were talking about Nintendo has nothing left to show, and technically, we're right about that still, is that it's the possibility that there is no more Nintendo Directs is, I think, even more possible that could come to fruition now that we've seen it's a partner direct and no first-party games were announced, unless you think that C1 is, but it's not.
I mean, technically, whatever. It's public. Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's not a Mario. It's not a Zelda.
Right.
It's not a Splatoon. It's not a Donkey Kong.
You can argue about semantics all day long if you want. I'm sure
one-off thing they did on the Wii.
Well, Nintendo
owns
1% stake in this company, so is that
wonderful? Yeah, like what the fuck ever. But that's the thing. And I know we're going to get into this a little bit more later, but like, who knows? Maybe we are going to get an actual direct. Like, I mean, there's leaks now. What? First party direct? When? What's the thing I sent earlier? Where is it at? Why can't I find it? First party direct at Indie World at the end of March or early April. Then a Nintendo Direct in April and Switch 2 reveal in June.
I mean, that's not
but
exact.
It's so funny because literally last week, we were saying, oh, it's going to be released in March. It's going to be March.
Not released,
it's going to be announced. Yeah, announced in March. And then halfway through the end of last week, oh, no, it's delayed to 2025. And now this shit today, it's going to be June. Like,
announced in June.
Yeah, announced in June. Yeah, obviously announced. Yeah, they're not going to release it in June. I mean, I figure if they're going to release it at any point this year, it's going to be for the holiday. It's just, we'll get into that later. So, I mean, who knows? I felt way more solid about us saying that last week. And I'm trying not to like take all these leaks and be like, oh, well, this, because like somebody's wrong here. You know what I mean? Like somebody's wrong because there's so many people saying so many different things. I don't know. Usually you got a lot of people kind of coming out and saying, and I know that's happened a little bit here. You got a lot of people coming out and saying like, oh yeah, well, I've heard the same thing. I've heard that too. bigger places will say, yes, I can confirm that is what I have heard as well. Then you start to, I don't know, but there's like every one of these has that. So what is it? I don't know. I don't know what to think.
What a lovely tangent that ends with, I don't know.
I don't know. I honestly don't know where to go with it. I have no freaking idea.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so confused now because I literally a week ago, I could have told you we're definitely going to see this thing next month. We're going to get a partner direct. Partner direct tells us that they're not going to be able to sustain us with their own games for a full year. So they got to get this thing out so they can start showing their games for this thing and get us excited for that. Right? That makes sense.
I think it's fair to say, Drip, that you are overwhelmed with the information. Is that a fair assessment of what's happening?
I am, I don't know. Maybe not overwhelmed. I'm whelmed. I'm whelmed. I mean, maybe slightly whelmed. Maybe not. I don't know if I would go overwhelmed.
Where I'm sitting with this, with all this information, I think if you, and I'm guilty of this a lot, of just headline reading, because there's so many headlines and articles you got to read. Doing what we do is sometimes you just kind of maybe read one of them, and then the rest of the topic, you're researching, you just kind of read headlines and compare. So, I think if you headline read, you read it like the Switch is coming out in 2025, or even sometimes you can read it as it's not being even announced until 2025. It's all about how you kind of perceive, how the person who wrote the article perceives it, and how you, when you read it,
really how much clickbait are they trying to get?
Right. And I think it's kind of gone off in many splinters, and that's what the kind of you're talking about, how it's just there's so much out there. I don't think there's that much information. I think it's really kind of like one or two pieces that everybody's running with their own perspective. Here we are guilty of the same thing, making a podcast about it. So here's another splinter, another another splinter off, so to confuse people. But I always encourage people, no matter if we're talking about games, politics, sports, doesn't matter what you're talking about, what you're passionate about, make sure that what you're doing is not just watching the news and taking it for God's word, or just reading a headline and saying that's what I believe now. You read an article and you look for the quotes. Mm-hmm. Read what people are saying. If there are no quotes, then the whole thing you take with the absolute biggest grain of salt you possibly can have. If there's no quotes in it, which most leaks have no quotes. So, but anyway, point is, when you're reading something out there, no matter what it is, you read the article, you skim for the quotes. You read the quotes, perceive it for yourself, read the quote, digest it, understand it, and then make your educated guess or opinion based off of that. Then you can still read the article, get their perspective on it, but you got to understand, when you're reading an article, it's a person's perspective. You cannot take that for your own. You need your own perspective. That's how things work. That's how it should work, in my opinion. So, I guess some people out there think that everybody should have the same opinion. I guess, walking around like drones, that's fine. But no, you have your own opinion.
10 drones, dude. That's what we do.
That's right. No, get your own opinion. So find the quotes, read the articles, but take it for a grain of salt.
Yeah.
So how that pertains to the Switch 2 here, how I've perceived this information that's been thrown at me is, I've read contradicting things, so it's hard for me to understand whether people are saying for sure it's delayed, or it's a speculative it's being delayed because the third-party devs were told to wait, or that their games are not coming out till 2025. I've heard contradicting things. I've heard confusing things. It's hard to understand. But the way I perceived it is that it's still open for interpretation, that maybe what it might mean is that these third-party devs are told that their games will be slotted for 2025. But that doesn't mean that the first-party stuff Nintendo is planning is coming in 2025.
Right.
It's possible that they're being pushed because Nintendo stuff need to be pushed. Maybe here's an example of how it could have went down. Nintendo was kind of slotting their games to coming out this summer, and now they're realizing that's not going to happen because they want to have a nice build-up of a catalog for when the Switch 2 drops. And they're realizing now that they're not going to have that catalog built up enough, so they're going to push their own games back, which also means the other devs, third-party stuff they're working on, they're being told to push their stuff back. So it's possible either way. It's possible that means Nintendo's waiting to put their games out in 2025, March-ish, and these other devs are going to put their games out sometime the same time or after. Or it means that Nintendo's giving themselves still the priority slot of holiday 2024, That means the Switch 2 is going to be announced before then and put out before then as well.
Well, and they could also have other partners they've already had, because they didn't tell not every place got this information, correct?
Yeah, I think people have
supposed
said
information.
Five is what people.
So they may already
reporting.
have certain partners lined up for like they may have these games already slotted in. Like everybody's like, this is when they're happening. Like you don't have to worry about it yet. Just wait. Like whatever. I mean, that could be it too. You're right. I hope that's what it is.
I hope that's what it is too.
I hope that's what it is.
It's still possible that it's not, and it's possible that it is. It's impossible, Drip, to know. That's the bottom line.
That is true.
That's the bottom line.
True.
Anybody's trying to sell you that, sell you otherwise, is doing you a disservice, and we're not going to do that.
I mean, just think about this though, because we're talking about the title of the episode here. I mean, the worst year of gaming ever.
Oh yeah.
Like we are in a place where we could possibly not see the Switch 2 until it's almost 8 years old. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Xbox out here listen, Nintendo's fine. Don't get me wrong. They're fine. Xbox out here was in the worst position of everybody, but now it seems like they're kind of the smartest ones of everybody at this point, putting their games out, making money on other people's platforms. They're kind of winning right now, a little bit, right? And then we've got Sony.
Well, hold on. I want to dive on that a little bit.
I will say this. Clearly, they're putting their games on other platforms because they're not selling enough on their own, and they're not getting enough from Game Pass.
Yeah.
But to just kind of throw in the white flag and say, listen, we're going to put all these games other places. We're going to start doing it. We're going to start getting revenue from everybody else to make up for. They kind of look like the smart ones at this point. Nintendo's waiting another year possibly. Sony just came out and said they're not going to be putting out a first-party game this year. Like whatever is out is out. Like that is crazy, man. And supposedly, I don't know if you heard this rumor. Supposedly, we're gonna get a PS5 Pro.
I saw that rumor. Lots of rumors this week. It's just flying. The gaming space is just flying around,
dude. Like, why? You're not even putting out a motherfucking game. Why would you put out a PS5 Pro? That's insane.
That is crazy. I mean,
the whole
literally
thing,
crazy. Why would you do that?
The entire gaming. It's so weird right now. It is so weird because we're in a place where, I mean, I'm going to use you as an example. I'm going to use you as an example. Now, at this point, you've got a PC and you've got a Switch.
Yes.
You don't have an Xbox. Had Game Pass, got rid of it, didn't use it, didn't want it. Never had a PS5.
Want one.
Want one, don't have one. Yeah. But you've got a PC, you've got a Steam library, you buy things on there. Right.
Steam Deck, I got a Steam Deck.
You have a Steam Deck, okay? You have a Steam Deck, and you can plug that in to your TV and play all the games on your PC and your Steam library. Maybe not at like PC graphics.
No, not even close.
But fine.
Yes.
Acceptable, completely acceptable, right? And you can sit on your couch with that thing basically play. Yeah, you can basically play your PC games.
There's a few.
On your TV.
There's a few that I've played that in my library, like Jedi Fallen Order, doesn't really look all that good, especially when you blow it up on TV. Yeah, that's more Steam Deck issues. A Steam Deck needs
yeah. But okay, that's not the point. That's
for the most part, yes. I can play my library on the PC with good graphics, or on the go with my Steam Deck, or my TV with my Steam Deck.
Right. So. I'm just using you as an example because that's what you have.
Yeah.
My point is, nobody had to worry about that whenever the PS4 was coming out, the PS4 Pro, and the Xbox One, whatever the hell they were. I don't even remember. Nobody had to worry about these weird pocket PCs, basically. You know what I mean? These portable PCs. There's so many options. It's changed the game completely. There's so much stuff going on right now to where it's like, you don't need to have a PS5 and you definitely don't need an Xbox. You can still enjoy lots of shit on Xbox without even owning one.
Yeah, I think kind of what you're saying, maybe you're getting there. Consoles are dying.
I mean, right now, they're just in a very weird place. You don't really need one.
And hold on, before everyone goes, what are you talking about, G? What I mean is even the consoles themselves are no longer consoles. And this is not my own thought. This was put into my head. Maybe it was one of Johnny's podcasts I was watching. I can't remember exactly where. I think it might have been one of Johnny's podcasts, but the thought was put into my head that consoles are kind of not consoles anymore. They're just not the Switch, but the other ones, PS5, Xbox. They're just gaming PCs in
basically
a marketable shell.
Yeah,
with
and they're
optimized
system. For the games that are made by the studios.
Yeah, and that's a console. That's basically consoles, but the optimization is the console part. But
or the game, yeah, I mean, whatever. The games that come from whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're not wrong. But here's the point. There's so much more competition now, and Xbox is not doing well with their console sales. PlayStation's doing fine. Obviously, the Switch is doing crazy shit. We know that. Wild shit. But I think you would be a fool to look at this and say that the Switch 2 is not going to have way more of a way harder time at this point with everything else that's out. And they got their first party games, and that's what's going to really do it for them, as it always does. But the Switch didn't have to deal with any of this shit when it was released. They were the one that made this. They were the one that made this big craze of the handheld thing, and they're going to have to deal with it now too. We are in just a very strange place in gaming right now with all of these options. I think that's the thing. It's the options. You don't have to do an Xbox.
The line between
you don't have to do a PlayStation.
The line between a handheld device, between a console, between a gaming PC, all the ways you can play games. All those lines are being blurred and blurred and blurred, and especially like Xbox making this move to putting more of their games on other platforms. That's like what consoles had left in them. Consoles had the exclusives. That's what was, and this generation, Sony and Xbox have dropped the ball on exclusives and have made that market.
And they're putting them on PC now,
and have made that market harder to justify. People are going out like, which one am I going to buy? I don't know. What are the games like? It's like, well, they're kind of the same, because they're both companies are struggling with their exclusives. On top of the fact, what did you just say? A second ago, you had said something. It was a really good interjection.
Oh, I said that they put them on PC anyway now.
Right. And on top of the fact that Sony is even being more generous these days and putting their games quicker on PC.
Oh, yeah. Well, and
Xbox
then, Helldivers 2 is a PlayStation game, and they dropped it on PC at the same time.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I don't think they're going to do that with all their first-party games, but they clearly are wanting to test it and see what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think this is a good conversation, Drip, and I don't want to stop having it, but I think we should stop for now, because this is not even what this episode is about. What this episode is about is, Drip, is how this applies to the fact that gaming is dying. Or not dying. What was the title of the video? Hold on, I forget.
I feel like this is the conversation.
Might be, the worst year in gaming, Drip. How does this all pertain to the worst year in gaming?
I'm literally explaining it to you right now. This is why. Because, like you said, the lines are skewed. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. The consoles aren't doing as well as they used to. I mean, PS5 is doing fine. Switch 2 is going to be fine, but it's not going to be what it was. It's not going to be what it was. And we may not even get it this year. PlayStation's not putting out any games this year. I mean, Xbox, I don't know what they're doing this year. They're just putting their games on everybody else's platform.
Here's the thing with Xbox. It's funny to me when people keep saying Xbox games, because I get that they bought these studios, but these are not Xbox games. These are not.
No, they're studios owned by Microsoft. But
Halo is an Xbox game. That's like the OG.
Well, I mean,
Xbox. You think of Xbox? I know, Dreb. Technically,
that was done by Bungie, and Bungie is now property of Sony. But Sony doesn't have the rights to Halo, because Halo no longer is made by Bungie. It's made by the other one. But that's Microsoft now. But it's not Microsoft. It's them.
Well, actually, it's all Microsoft Studios. So,
yeah. So Microsoft doesn't really have. My point is, they really don't have games anymore. They've only purchased studios that they slap their name on, which that's like saying Amazon sells a bunch of stuff. They do, kind of, but like all that stuff is not Amazon's goods. There's other people's goods that they sell on Amazon. That's kind of, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, but it's kind of.
It is, though. It is. They bought the studios to make games for them, to expand their studios. It doesn't matter. They still aren't putting out any games. Like, they can own as much as they want. They're not putting out enough games, but it doesn't even matter. They're going to other platforms now. I mean, maybe not all, but I mean, that's. I think that's why this is going to be such a bad year. It has the potential to be a bad year. All those reasons. Things are just so confusing right now.
The delay of the Switch 2 potentially.
Potentially.
The announcement that Sony is not dropping games this year.
Yeah.
Xbox no fucking
Hey,
idea
but
what they're
gonna
what they're
drop
doing.
a PS5 Pro.
Right. Xbox having no idea what they're doing, except for maybe they do have an idea, and that idea is to abolish first party games to abolish.
I think they may be the ones that actually come out of this. I think they may be the ones that come out of this like.
Well, I doubt that.
We made money. We made money. We did okay.
In my opinion, Drip, so Nintendo is not going to be the most profitable company as far as when you're comparing them to Sony and Microsoft, sort of the gaming divisions of those companies. But Nintendo is going to be possibly, when it's all said and done, maybe this generation or maybe next generation, maybe the generation after that, they might be the last console standing. And I'm not saying Sony is going to leave the gaming division. I mean, like Sony, man, they're going to be a service eventually themselves. They'll still sell. I think both companies, Xbox and Sony, they'll still sell hardware. Don't get me wrong, but Nintendo's going to be like the last real console with exclusives, with a lot of exclusives.
Well, because I can tell you that for sure.
With their own studios making their own games,
hell
like Sony
will freeze over
Xbox
before you see
Studios
Mario
doesn't make any of these games.
Yeah,
Sony is. I don't really know much about Sony's exclusive games, but. Are they making a lot? Is Sony Studios making a lot of exclusive games, or is studios that Sony bought?
I mean, that's all of them. I mean, it's all the studios they bought. But I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, Nintendo has other companies making games for them too.
Yes, no doubt.
It is what it is. I mean, sometimes they hire out, like we were talking about that last night, Grezzo, to remake games for them. So I mean,
I guess what I'm more saying there is like look at Nintendo. Like I know it's a Japanese culture thing mainly, but like they got people. The newest Mario that came out, there's people in the credits that made the first Mario game, that made the newest Mario game. Still, like I know they're high in order to grow and make more money and make more games. You have to buy studios. You have to hire more people to work in your studios, like contracts. But what I think you Drip at least get what I'm saying there is that like Nintendo might be the last console standing in terms and I'm not saying they're gonna win the console wars. That's not what I mean. I mean like Sony and Xbox are gonna really kind of do their own thing and Nintendo's gonna be left still doing the same thing.
But they've been doing their own thing forever anyway.
Right. And it's just going to go even farther in the other direction. The other two might, Xbox already there, and then Sony might follow them to compete and becoming services and selling hardware still, but mainly their focus on their services, what they offer, how you play the games, not necessarily.
Oh, and we see Sony doing that. They're trying to ramp up to what Xbox has already been doing for years and years and years, building Game Pass, building xCloud, all that stuff. But I mean, you're right about one thing. Nintendo will be the last holdout because you will not see Mario on a Sony machine or a Microsoft one doing anything anytime soon. That will be, I mean, like I was about to say, hell will freeze over before that happens.
Yeah, I mean,
no way.
It's possible maybe in a decade, maybe a decade and a half that like Metroid is a franchise they consider branching out with, and then they start with maybe like Mario Party.
I don't think so, man.
You know, I'm saying it's possible that's where they might start
unless something terrible happens.
If Nintendo conforms to where gaming's going, that's what they might start doing. And Mario's still gonna be many years in the road, but it's possible they never do. It's possible that Nintendo will never ever, as long as it's still the same people making the same decisions, and then those people breed the next generation of people who make those decisions, like they have been with Nintendo. That's the way the process works there. It's gonna be the same thing for a long time. And Sony and Microsoft might go off and do their own thing, and Nintendo might be the only company. Actually, Joe, if you think about it, it's kind of the opposite. Nintendo is gonna stay put of how they believe the gaming market should run, and the other two are running off and doing their own thing, changing the game. You know, getting rid of physical discs possibly in the future, games as a service, maybe even the consoles will start going to wayside, and it's going to be just like streaming hardware that they sell. Who knows where it's actually going to end up going? Yeah. Oh, but it's already partly there. Sony makes the handheld.
That's what I want,
streaming
man.
thing.
I mean, that's why I like Nintendo so much anyway, is because they've always just kind of done their own thing. You know? I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Lots of people, they're not in competition with Microsoft or Sony. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They make video games. Yes, the fuck they are. The same games come to all three platforms. Not all of them, but they are. They do it different, though. and they always have. They don't just sit and do, because I mean, for a while it was Xbox and Microsoft just doing the same thing, doing the same thing, doing the same thing. But we do see it like all three of them are just kind of like, they're just going off, you know? They're doing their own things. They're going, you know, they're growing up, they're getting out of the house, going to college.
Yeah. Starting
to become just young adults, you know? It's a very beautiful thing. Beautiful thing watching them grow up.
It is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where else to go with that, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the rest of the year, especially with all the bullshit that now we're hearing for like next month.
Which is,
as far as Nintendo goes,
remind us.
The stuff I was talking about earlier, that sometime in early March, or early April, we're going to get an Indie World now.
Okay.
But like I said, the original thing was we're supposed to be getting a Nintendo Switch 2 announcement at that point.
Now it's an Indie World.
Yeah, it's an Indie World. How do you feel about that? And then the Direct in April. So it would actually be a Nintendo Direct in April, and then the Switch 2 reveal in June. That's the newest.
Why?
That's the newest
one,
right?
My question is, why an Indie Direct at all? I think that's somebody just trying to make an excuse or trying to put something in a slot that maybe there's nothing there anymore, because their initial idea was Switch 2 is there, but now they're like, well, actually that's being pushed, so let's just guess that there's an Indie World now instead, because we had a partner Direct, and it will be too soon for a real Direct. So Dart says Indie World. Yeah,
you know, as a brand new leaker myself, I'm gonna go ahead and debunk all this right now and say this is all probably false. An Indie World, maybe, just because that makes sense, sort of. A Direct in April, though, that doesn't really make sense. Because, like you said, what's going to be in it? What are they going to put in a Direct in April? They don't have any games.
The last two things, we've talked about this multiple times at this point, last few weeks. Luigi's Mansion port and
that's it.
1,000 Year Door remake.
Yep.
That's the only. That's what we got. And that's what Nintendo has coming in the docket for 2024.
But didn't you tell me? Was it the pre-show or was it in the actual podcast that you are now hearing from somewhere that Metroid Prime 4 is coming out in 2024?
It's from the same people who leaked that Mickey game that came out today, or was announced today. So that's I was watching Zach's video today, and right before the podcast, basically, and this new information was dropping, live time, and I was like, oh shoot, we have to add this to the show. So like, it's possible that Metroid Prime 4 is coming out in 2024 still, according to the same people who got the Mickey leaks right, because we got that game today. So
yeah, that's an odd one.
If they're right about that, the logic is people are using is they're probably right about Metroid Prime 4 coming out this year as well. That would to me that there's no way that's true unless the Switch 2 is out this year as well, and that's a release game. That's the only way that's possible. There's no way in God's green earth that they're putting Metroid Prime 4 out for the Nintendo Switch, and then like a month later, 2 months later, possibly going, and there's a Switch 2 coming out.
But
I already think I know where you're at. I think I'm already in your brain
about this before, and it just came back to my head. We talked about this before. No, they will, and then they'll be like, and here's the Switch 2, and also here's the Switch 2 version of Metroid Prime 4, and it's $70. Like, can we upgrade? No, it's $70. Please, no.
I
70
mean,
more.
Nintendo has been known to take a buck or two from our pockets, leave it right out, reach on in.
We up-resed it and ported it over to the Switch 2.
That would be a crime. That would be
like we ported over all the Wii U games to the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go ahead and port Metroid Prime 4 that just released for the Switch over to the Switch 2 for you.
That would be
for $70.
a literal crime, Drip, like an actual crime against humanity.
That would be fucked up, but I would not put it past them.
If they were to put a game out in the last couple months of the Switch's life and then very quickly turn around and say, here's another console, and you can buy the same game again that you just bought this year. Buy it again.
It's not $70.
It's
$90. It's $90 because it's HD and it comes with all the DLC. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate
edition. That's
the
very
ultimate
possible.
edition.
That's real possible. I don't know.
It's all new DLC for the Switch 2 version.
That would hurt me if they tried to do that. It would hurt me in a special place. But I'm hoping that they're not going to do it to us. Maybe a year in advance they do that kind of thing. Like if Metroid Prime came out last year, and then this year's they're like, okay, here's Switch 2 and here's release game Metroid Prime 4. You loved it so much in the last year, buy it again now. That's too short of a time span. I don't think they would do that. That's so shitty. That's just so shitty.
It's terrible. It is. No, it's awful. I don't know. But all I'm saying is it could come out this year, and that's how. They'll just release the Switch version, and then later on we'll get a Switch 2 version.
Yeah.
I mean, or they could be nice and just say, it's fine. This is one of the new games that's going to be cross-platform, and it will do like Xbox does with some of their stuff. It's called Smart Delivery.
Right.
It just knows, like, okay, there's a better version of this game. I can just do that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the version we'll do. It's possible, especially with all the AI shit they're going to have in there. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. Depending on how the rumors go with that, we might bring that up again next week. That might be the focus, depending on how the information comes out the next week or so.
God, let's do that. Can we play a little game before we before we do anything here?
Hit the music.
Got a little game for you. This is gonna be a short one, but I wanna ask you something.
I have an answer.
At this time next week, how many new dates will there be for the Switch 2 announcement?
So that's
how many?
The 28th of February is next week. We'll say the rest of February because that's 8 days.
Okay, let's go. For the rest of February, how many more time frames are we gonna get a release? Not a release. I want an announcement.
Right.
Just an announcement. Not a release. When is it gonna be announced? How many more times is this gonna change?
What's the current one that we're at?
Fuck, I don't know. 3,
it's
5,
it's a hard game to
20?
play, Drip, because we're at it's a new date every day essentially, and people are swapping stuff around. The only thing that stays constant is
how many? Give me a number.
Coming. Oh man. I say 3 more dates. 3 more dates the next 8 days.
I'm gonna go 5.
5.
I'm gonna go 5.
That's nearly a day to day, Drip.
I know. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it.
Keep tuned into RGT and Zach Switchforce and all these guys who are making this stuff. You know, as soon as that news drops, they make a video and we watch it. That's how I get my information.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be tallying it up.
We'll count it up. We'll see who's right. Probably not though. But guys, this has been a fun one. Drip as always. Thank you, man. Those of you in the chat, we'll do a quick little pre-show for you. Or I'm sorry, an after show, that one. But for you guys listening on the audio side of things, we will see you guys next week.
Later.
Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right. Welcome to the after show, everybody. This is the Drip and G podcast after the show. Oh. Drip's on point with those sounds of the day. How we doing? A little bit of slow night, but lots of likes. Thank you guys for the 17 likes. We appreciate that.
I have to say something. I've been dying to say this the entire podcast. Full Metal Knee said, "Oh my God, somebody on the internet called the Crab Souls-like game Sheldon Ring."
Sheldon Ring.
God, that's good. God, that's amazing. I wish it was called that. I really wish it was called that.
That would be. It might be a copyright infringement. They probably couldn't do that.
Sheldon Ring. Come on.
That would have been great. For sure. We had T. Blosser in the chat earlier. Brought up Nintendo needs to do exclusive NES, SNES, and N64 cartridges this year. Save the gaming industry again. Are you implying that they should drop new cartridges? Right, bring back the cartridges? Systems?
That's sick.
I mean, that would be awesome.
Just like reprints of like Mario 64.
Yeah, that would be great. I think more likely, not that I think it's equally unlikely, but possibly more likely, is bring back the old Virtual Console.
Yeah. That ain't happening.
On the Wii U, bring it back, man. Bring a version of it back for the Switch too.
Yeah,
but they're not.
That ain't happening.
It ain't happening because they know they can make more money with a subscription.
Yeah.
A subscription, and that's what they're gonna do.
They can and they will. I don't mind it. Yeah, I'm giving my little brother and his fiance one last chance. One last chance. I texted him today. I was like, hey, I got 2 spots for you two in my family plan, but you keep saying you want it and then you don't get it. I'm like, you need to text me when you get home, or else I'm getting in my Discord and I'm finding 2 people to throw in your spot. Which reminds me, I gotta get on Narchu too. He still owes me for his.
Uh-oh, Narchu, what you doing? He's like 12 years old though. He can't pay you.
He's not 12. Why do you always say that? He's not 12. And he can pay me.
I think Narchu, or I'm the reason.
He's been in my family plan for like 3 years now. 2 years.
Yeah. I think that's the reason Narchu doesn't come in our streams anymore. At least the ones where I'm involved in. Because he hates me so much or keeps saying it. Narchu, get over it. It's a joke. I'm sorry. Love you.
I mean, he's like in college,
Narchu's
right?
gonna come in here and be like, gee, fight a Lionel with a stick.
Yes!
Still do it.
Oh, man. I forgot about that. Those are the days when you used to fight Lionels
that's
with
a
sticks.
merch idea right there. A Lionel with Link and Link naked holding a stick.
Yeah.
That'd be
that's
awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Moran, are you here?
Well, Moran
Get on that.
Is Moran a good artist over there? Can he draw that kind of thing? It would need to be drawn, I believe.
That would need to be drawn. We got a person.
You can't be stealing Nintendo's assets, Strip. Can't be doing that.
Oh yeah, we'll draw it up. It's fine. Get it. It's not a big deal.
I'm picturing like a big old white Lionel going roar, and Link's like really small right there, holding the stick in his normal Link pose.
Okay, yeah, like that picture, that they used for the
Breath of the Wild, or Tears of the Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, the
DLC.
promo stuff. Yeah, where the Lionel's huge and like, yes. But only Link is just
holding
his
a stick.
Butt cheeks are hanging out of a little like cloth, and he's just holding a stick.
Yeah. Then there's a bubble box, a quote box. Show me your doc, Lionel.
Oh man, I don't know about that. That might be a little much.
Thank you once again, Caffeinated. Play that button, Drip. Thank you, Caffeinated, for becoming a member. Got a new member today. You didn't know? $2.99 tier. Get your streams, extra streams every month. This month we're gonna do we're doing 2 streams a week this week. One for you guys here in the regular pod, and then on members pods we're doing every single week this week. We've done so, and we're doing.
I gotta be honest, man. It's a lot. 2 podcasts like back to back. It is a lot.
And then another one that we're doing again next week will be the same thing.
Yeah.
And then the week after that,
the next week it'll be the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like it, man. It's routine. Makes me happy. Ty, you missed the whole show.
Ty, I'm glad you asked. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago. I'm sorry, it was more than a few weeks ago. Now it was what, a month ago on the 24th of January when I predicted that there would be a Nintendo Direct on the 21st. I'm a leaker now. Yep. So I can tell you that the new Switch is coming out. My best guess is it will be in time for holiday 2024.
Ooh.
It will be in time for holiday. I'm a leaker now, dude. I'm sorry. What can I say?
I want it then, but I kind of feel the leaks have a point, and they've been right, and they might continue to be right. I still think it's exciting though, because I think they're going to give us information this year. There's no doubt. Here's what would be crazy, Drip. Imagine a world. This is how our title of this video could come to fruition. Is if they don't even give us information in 2024, like an announcement.
Fucking riot! I swear to God, I'll riot.
Like, give us a trailer. That's all. I don't even need to hear you speak about it. I just need a trailer this year.
Just tell me, just show me something. Anything.
That's all. That's all we need. Because then we can make so much content based off of that. That's all we need.
Yeah. Remember that time I made a 20-minute video off of a minute and a half trailer? It could be done. It could totally be done.
Be done. Yeah. Man, oh man. Drip.
Yeah.
I feel like the time has come. I think it's.
Yeah, I want to go watch Bad Batch. I'm like really excited to go watch Bad Batch.
I'm gonna work a little bit more. Do this little podcast thing. Put it up on the interwebs.
I am done for the day. I did a YouTube video. I did a set of photos for this wallet company, and then I shot 2 videos for the wallet company as well, and edited them and turned them all in. So I did a lot today.
Good for you. Pat yourself on the back, Drew. Pat yourself on the back.
I even played like 3 rounds of Fortnite in between all
There
that.
you go, man. That's the way to do it. Work and then some play in between to keep you happy.
And I had a 15-minute nap.
I had like a 3.5 hour nap.
Oh yeah, I had to get up and watch the.
You called me and I was like, I saw it. And I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like in a state of sleep confusion. I am not picking this phone up.
It's fine. That's what I figured. I was like, he's either sleeping or sleeping. One of the two. Nothing else. That's for sure.
And then I was like, oh, fuck. I need to peel myself off this bed and do this stuff. So, yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. It's been a blast. Make sure to like the stream on your way out. Appreciate that. Every time we get the 20 likes on a live stream, another hair grows on my head. And maybe one day.
Yeah, and one in my ear.
I'll finally have enough hair to, like, not wear a hat on this show. But for now, I'm bald. So make sure to like the stream. 20 likes. Yeah, guys, so much fun. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we'll be the members pod.
It's $2.99. Become a member.
$2.99. And then we'll see Wednesday for the rest who are not members, which either way, we thank you guys for watching.
Love you. See you next week.